Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we have some exciting stories lined up for you. First, we take a look at Amanpulo, a luxurious private island in the Philippines that has captured the hearts of celebrities like Bill Gates and Mariah Carey. With its stunning natural landscapes and unique dining experiences, it's no wonder this paradise is a favorite escape for the elite. Next, we shift our focus to Lantau Island, where a hill fire has been burning for over 17 hours. Firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the flames, and we'll give you the latest updates on this developing situation. It's a stark reminder of the challenges faced by our brave emergency services. Finally, we delve into a serious matter as Hong Kong police have detained a prominent pollster in connection with a national security investigation. This raises important questions about freedom of expression and the ongoing political climate in the region. Stay tuned for more details on these stories and more. South China Morning Post highlights the allure of Amanpulo, a private island resort in the Philippines that has become a sanctuary for celebrities like Bill Gates and Mariah Carey. This exclusive retreat, accessible only by private flight from Manila, is renowned for its untouched natural beauty, featuring lush vegetation, pristine beaches, and crystal-clear waters. Designed by Filipino architect Francisco Manosa, the resort's villas and casitas blend rustic charm with luxury, offering guests a serene escape from modern distractions. With activities ranging from snorkeling among colorful marine life to indulging in unique dining experiences like a candlelit dinner on the airport runway, Amanpulo embodies a luxurious yet soulful getaway that keeps its guests longing for a return. In another report, South China Morning Post covers a hill fire on Lantau Island, Hong Kong, which has been raging for over 17 hours. The fire, first reported on Sunday afternoon, has resulted in 3 separate blazes, each measuring 2 meters by 2 meters. The government flying service was called in to assist with water bombing efforts, utilizing fire beaters and knapsack pumps to combat the flames. Earlier that day, another fire at the Kai Kung mountain range was successfully extinguished. The incident also saw 2 hikers trapped but fortunately rescued, highlighting the ongoing challenges posed by wildfires in the region. Lastly, the South China Morning Post reports on the detention of Robert Chung Ting-yu, president of the Hong Kong Public Opinion Research Institute, by National Security Police. Chung is being investigated for allegedly aiding an absconder linked to a group of activists wanted for promoting Hong Kong's independence and calling for sanctions against Beijing. This incident follows the naming of several activists, including former Pori Deputy Executive Director Chung Kim-hwa, who moved abroad in 2022. The police have placed bounties on these activists, reflecting the ongoing tensions surrounding national security laws in Hong Kong and the government's crackdown on dissenting voices. Nikkei Asia reports that China experienced a significant surge in exports, with a remarkable 10.7% increase in December compared to the previous year. This growth comes as businesses rush to fulfill orders ahead of anticipated higher tariffs from the incoming Trump administration. The Customs Office revealed that this increase marks the 9th consecutive month of export growth, surpassing economists' expectations. Imports also showed a surprising uptick of 1%, reversing earlier declines, which resulted in a trade surplus of $104.8 billion. Despite facing a sluggish economy, marked by deflation and a property crisis, China's export sector remains a beacon of resilience, with officials optimistic about continued growth despite looming external challenges. Associated Press highlights that China's export growth in December outpaced expectations, driven by factories eager to secure orders before the imposition of higher tariffs threatened by President-elect Donald Trump. The 10.7% rise in exports exceeded forecasts of 7%, while imports showed a modest increase of 1%, contrary to predictions of a decline. Trump's proposed tariffs could significantly impact Chinese exporters, potentially raising prices in the U.S. and squeezing profit margins. Analysts suggest that while the immediate future for exports looks strong as businesses attempt to preemptively navigate tariff increases, a downturn may follow if Trump's threats materialize. South China Morning Post delves into the debate surrounding the effectiveness of the native-speaking English teacher (NET) scheme in Hong Kong schools. Critics argue that NETs, who were introduced to enhance English language teaching, often lack the understanding of local students' needs due to their limited experience with second language acquisition. The stark differences between Chinese and English language structures further complicate the teaching process. With only one net for hundreds of students, the scheme's ability to create an immersive English-speaking environment is questioned. As the government faces budget constraints, the call to reassess the scheme's efficacy grows louder, prompting discussions about the future of English language education in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post reports that a Hong Kong task force has traveled to Thailand in response to a surge in high-paying job scams that have left many residents vulnerable. The task force, led by Undersecretary for Security Michael Chuk Hao Yip, aims to collaborate with Thai authorities and the Chinese embassy to address the alarming rise in missing persons linked to these scams. Lawmaker Gary Chan Hakkan highlighted that many individuals have been lured to Southeast Asia under the guise of lucrative job offers, only to find themselves trapped and exploited. The task force's mission is not only to assist current victims, but also to raise awareness among the public about the dangers of such job offers, especially in light of the recent rescue of a mainland Chinese actor from a human trafficking network. Nikkei Asia reports on the listing of Yibin City Commercial Bank on the Hong Kong stock market amidst concerns regarding the stability of China's banking system. Opening at the IPO price of 2.59 Hong Kong dollars, the bank's debut reflects a cautious sentiment among investors due to the ongoing economic strain in the sector. Despite a modest growth in profits, Yibin's net interest margin has decreased, and the bank faces challenges with non-performing loans, particularly in the real estate sector. Market analysts express skepticism about the financial health of smaller lenders like Yibin, citing the potential for negative headlines as the property market continues to struggle. The bank's listing is viewed as a significant event for its local economy, but the underlying issues in the banking system raise concerns about its long-term viability. According to South China Morning Post, Hong Kong's stock market is experiencing a downward trend, reaching a near 4-month low as robust U.S. job data diminishes expectations for interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. The Hang Seng Index fell significantly, reflecting a broader retreat in Asian markets, with major companies like Baidu and Bank of China seeing substantial declines. The shift in market sentiment is attributed to the strong U.S. payroll figures, leading to revised forecasts from financial institutions regarding the Fed's interest rate policies. As investors reassess the economic landscape, the outlook for Hong Kong stocks remains uncertain, with new listings like Yibin City Commercial Bank and New Gano recreational vehicles adding to the mixed sentiment in the market. South China Morning Post reports on the latest iteration of BMW's X3 SUV, which has evolved significantly since its initial launch in 2003 as a trailblazer in the premium midsize SUV market. The fourth generation boasts a sportier design, with dimensions that include a 34mm increase in length and a 29mm increase in width, giving it a more powerful profile. Enhanced interior features prioritize driver experience through touch and voice controls, complemented by a 12.3-inch information display and a 14.9-inch control display. The X3 lineup includes models like the X320 xDrive, powered by a 2.0-liter engine with 190 horsepower, and the X3 M50 xDrive, featuring a robust 3.0-liter engine capable of 398 horsepower, showcasing BMW's commitment to performance and advanced technology. In another piece, the South China Morning Post highlights the pressing need for China to address its housing market glut, which has persisted despite efforts to manage the oversupply. Analysts predict that home prices may decline further in 2025, with a significant inventory of unsold properties remaining a concern. Following the government's establishment of a 300 billion yuan fund to assist local governments in purchasing unsold units, cities like Zhengzhou and Hefei have successfully reduced their housing stock, injecting much-needed liquidity into struggling developers. However, the overall destocking process remains uneven across the nation, with some cities lagging behind. Experts suggest that as more cities meet their destocking goals, market confidence could gradually improve, potentially stabilizing the housing market in the coming years. Lastly, the South China Morning Post discusses the paradoxical potential benefits of Donald Trump's tariffs for China's struggling economy. While Chinese officials promote a narrative of resilience and growth, investment bankers reveal a contrasting reality of economic challenges, including heavy debts and declining prices. The impending return of Trump, who has signaled intentions to impose tariffs, may force China to expedite necessary economic reforms. As the government launches stimulus measures reminiscent of Japan's past strategies, analysts speculate that external pressures could catalyze a much-needed shift towards boosting domestic consumption. This scenario suggests that increased tariffs might inadvertently prompt China to take decisive actions to rebalance its economy, highlighting the complex interplay between domestic policies and international relations. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong is poised to become a prominent destination on the international fencing scene, with plans to host a pre-games test event at the new Kai Tak Arena in May. Local officials are optimistic about continuing to host the FIE Women's Foil World Cup, which just concluded with the city's men's team winning the title against Italy. Although a multi-year agreement with the International Fencing Federation has yet to be finalized, the enthusiasm for international competitions remains high. This test event is crucial for preparing for the upcoming national games in November, where around 200 athletes are expected to compete across 6 weapons. In a separate article, the South China Morning Post discusses President-elect Donald Trump's controversial assertion that the U.S. should reclaim control of the Panama Canal, which raises concerns for Hong Kong businesses, particularly CK Hutchison Holdings. The company's operations at the canal could be jeopardized if Trump follows through on his threats, which have been met with skepticism by analysts who believe such actions would strain U.S. relations with Panama and exacerbate tensions with China. The potential fallout from this situation could hinder Hong Kong's ability to make infrastructure investments abroad, as the perception of Hong Kong companies being tied to mainland China could deter foreign partners. Lastly, the South China Morning Post highlights the ongoing demand for residential properties in Hong Kong from mainland Chinese buyers, predicting that this trend will continue into 2025. A surge in transactions last year, driven by the removal of certain property taxes and a drop in prices, has made Hong Kong an attractive market for mainland investors. Analysts estimate that demand could reach a staggering 100,000 units in the long run, with many buyers motivated by better investment returns and educational opportunities for their children. As more mainland professionals settle in Hong Kong, the housing market is expected to see a significant uptick in transactions, particularly as the mainland economy begins to recover. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.